Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Nac Edition. In this week's episode, we'll be giving you coverage of the one-year anniversary celebration held at Fredonia Brewery in downtown Nacogdoches, provide an exclusive look at the concert held at the local Fine Arts Center this past weekend, honoring the one-year commemoration of the Blue Horse Bakery and how you can score some treats, give you the latest sports report of March Madness in the NCAA, and an exclusive interview with Steve Chisholm, founder of C&R Cut Bottle Service, and more. No need to replace the batteries in your remote, because Nac Edition starts now.
Good evening, I'm Alex Davis.
And I'm Cheyenne Gibbs.
And you are tuning into today's episode of Nac Edition.
The Fredonia Brewery in Nacogdoches celebrated its first birthday as a downtown business. Zach Carr has more on the story.
Last Saturday, the Fredonia Brewery celebrated its first anniversary. Located in downtown Nacogdoches, the brewery has become a constant for the social scene on weekends. Its name originates from the Fredonia Rebellion and the Fredonia Republic of 1826-27. In accordance with Nacogdoches' 300th anniversary in 2016, the establishment opened up not too much later to become the town's first brewery since the 1850s. Partner Vince Beard spoke of the festivities.
We rolled out 5 new different styles of beer. Then we also have 3 bands, 3 food trucks, also a balloon artist for the little kiddos because we're a family-friendly venue and also a dog-friendly venue. So we'll have music all day and all night tonight.
The Fredonia are keen to promote themselves as a family-friendly company, as they portray the brewery as a place that all ages can spend the afternoon or even the whole day at. So what do they brew? They have 6 different beers, all varying in alcohol content and IBU number, each one with either a NAC or SFA orientated name. The Fredonia uses equipment from Lincoln, Nebraska. 4 different fermenters, each with a capacity to hold 30 barrels worth, and they make their beer right in front of their customers' eyes. Along with an abundance of beers, the Fredonia Brewery is also a venue for local eateries and music artists to drum up some business and attract new customers and fans.
Local people, local beer, so I like to support my town.
Their first birthday weekend may have been a busy one, but scenes like this have become a regular occurrence at the Fredonia Brewery. For more information, visit fredoniabrewery.com.
Currently celebrating their first anniversary today, the Fredonia Brewery seems to be a very popular hangout for both NAC locals and visitors from out of town. With a plethora of different beers to choose from and multiple food trucks, you won't go hungry or thirsty here anytime soon. For NAC Edition, I've been Zach Carr.
The Blue Horse Bakery, located in downtown Nacogdoches, has recently celebrated its first birthday as a small-town business. The Chamber of Commerce and the community came out to celebrate the bakery's one-year anniversary with a ribbon-cutting celebration. Sweet treats of all kinds, unique merchandise, and smiles were all shared at the event. The business started out as a home business by Whitney Ronzello. She had a hobby out of her home which quickly escalated as cake orders piled up. Whitney then knew it was time to expand her passion and turn it into a business which the Nacogdoches community has greatly appreciated. The bakery is known for its decorative pastries, flavors, and wide variety of sweets. The bakery takes special orders for celebrations and also caters events. The bakery operates Thursday through Saturday, where you can find cakes, pastries, cupcakes, cookies, and so much more. If you are looking for a sweet treat, you can visit the beautiful downtown Nacogdoches and visit the Blue Horse Bakery. They are located at 112 North Church Street, Nacogdoches, Texas.
The Drill in the Pines Equestrian Drill Team competition took place this past weekend at the Nacogdoches County Expo and Civic Center. Bridget Taylor has more on the story.
The Drill in the Pines Equestrian Drill Team competition took place in Nacogdoches on Saturday at the Nacogdoches County Expo Center. But this is not your typical equestrian event. These participants take equestrian entertainment to another level.
Here at the Drill Team Equestrian event, men and women dress up themselves and their horses and perform for people all over the county.
The teams practice strategically to entertain the audience with a drill team-esque performance, showing the talents of the horses and the people riding them. Along with the performances inside, families could enjoy the moments when their favorites weren't performing with multiple animals at the petting zoo, pony rides, train rides, and rock climbing. While equestrian drill teams' performances look to be all fun, it takes passionate performers to create the entertainment presented.
I volunteered to fill in a spot one night and I just fell in love with it.
And like any competition events, much practice is required.
Some horses, they kind of they want to kind of buck, and so you have to
work them out of their bad habits.
and then you have to make sure that they have the drill completely down.
Since there are multiple people on each team competing for first place, it's important to have a bond with the teammates surrounding you.
They're like my sisters and brothers, and they're family.
Because this packed full day went from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., attendees could take advantage of some free time in the beautiful weather. But the equestrian drill teams remain the star of the show, showing the world a different take on your everyday horse riding. With Nac Edition, this is Bridget Taylor.
Congressman Beto O'Rourke attended a Nacogdoches Hall meeting to hear from the Nacogdoches community, which was held at the Kennedy Auditorium on SFA's campus. Congressman O'Rourke is a member of the Democratic Party running for the U.S. Senate position against Senator Ted Cruz, who has held the position since 2012. O'Rourke outraised Senator Cruz last quarter and has been aggressively campaigning throughout the state. O'Rourke has been serving as a politician and businessman as the U.S. Representative for Texas' 16th Congressional District in El Paso since 2013. Primary elections began on Tuesday, March 6th. The primaries determine which Democrat will run for the state's November 6th, 2018 general election.
2 guest recital performers were presented in the Cole Concert Hall of the College of Fine Arts and School of Music on Saturday, March 3rd. Trumpet player Craig Morris and pianist Rebecca Wilt displayed their musical talents for people of all ages, not just SFA students. The program included songs like Monkey Shines and Sonata for Trumpet and Piano. The talented Craig Morris earned a position on the Chicago Symphony Orchestra, and Rebecca Wilt has received national and international recognition for being a collaborative pianist. When we come back, we'll visit with a local organization who creates unique artwork out of recycled glass. Stay tuned.
With us today, Steve Chisholm. He is a local artist who has made one-of-a-kind artwork out of recycled glass. Let's take a look and see what he does.
Ever wonder what to do with your glass after it's served its purpose? C&R Cut Bottle is an organization that focuses on recycling and repurposing glass in the Nacogdoches County.
When we decided that we would begin to collect bottles and make things and then sell them at the farmer's market, which had just emerged at that time as well. So we wanted to recycle, repurpose glass, support the farmer's market, and encourage people to become aware that recycling is possible and encourage the city to begin recycling again.
The process begins with bottle tossing. Volunteers collect glass from the drop-off location located behind the library on North Street. They then scramble through, separating the glass from aluminum in boxes. The glass is then placed in a 20-ton roll-off and prepped for transportation.
Monday and Friday mornings at 8:30, we gather a group of anywhere from 6 to 12 volunteers, and sometimes we have help from the Sheriff's Department. They'll bring out trustees, and the things that we want to recycle, we then put in buckets and dump into the big container roll-off behind us.
C&R Cut Bottle also hosts Bottle Night every other Tuesday. They start off Bottle Night with the potluck and later go into the workshop where they begin to make various types of projects.
We cut bottles, we polish bottles, we sandblast bottles, we put designs on bottles, we make wind chimes, we make tumbled glass windows.
Volunteers who have more interest in the crafty aspects of Cut Bottle are inside creating bottles, separating glass by size, making colorful mosaics, and more.
All of our equipment is recycled equipment. Everything that we do is repurposed. And so that in the process of repurposing this glass, we ourselves have become repurposed. You know, that's really the key for all of this.
For Nac Edition, I'm Keisha Wines.
Thank you, Steve, for visiting with us today. Can you tell us your movement behind starting your nonprofit organization out of creating glass out of recycled?
Certainly, and thank you so much for the opportunity to come and talk. Back in 2008, the city had discontinued their curbside citywide pickup, and so there was a group of us sitting around my kitchen table one evening looking at empty wine bottles and thinking, well, it's just a shame to throw these away. Surely there's something that we can do with them. So myself, my wife, Joe, and Marilyn Richardson decided that we would try to come up with a way to cut bottles the way we used to in college. They used to have a Ronco bottle cutter that I did way back in the 70s. Everybody got small Dr. Pepper glasses for Christmas that year, and I loved doing it. So we discovered that technology has improved, although it's still very simple, and so we bought one and started cutting bottles.
You guys are the CNR Cut Bottle Incorporated.
Yes.
It's spelled K-U-T-T. I know y'all cut bottles, but what's that about?
Well, being a former graphic artist and t-shirt printer, I had a business here in town. That's my fault. I have to always come up with something catchy, and so I thought cut bottle would be kind of an interesting way to say it. So that I came up with that, and everybody seemed to think it was okay.
Yeah, you
Nobody's
got the
able
double
to spell
T's
it,
on
though.
both sides.
So the volunteers that you have for your organization, how did you find those people?
Originally, we started out very, very small. We had like 3 or 4, 6, maybe 7 people, most of whom came from our congregation at Austin Heights Baptist Church, who started supporting us, which is kind of comical when you have a bunch of Baptists recycling wine bottles. Everybody says, oh, look what my neighbor brought me. And so anyway, we started collecting bottles and going to the farmer's market. And once we started going there, people would always come up and say, oh, I have a whole box of bottles and I just can't bear to throw them away. Would you like to have them? And so we would always say yes. That very quickly led to a serious problem because within about 3 months, I could no longer get into my carport because we had so many bottles. And even though I don't drink, I looked like the worst wino in 5 counties.
Oh,
so
no.
Anybody that came to my house says, right, Chisholm, you don't drink, right? So, but that shows really how the community has come around us. When we started cutting bottles and making things, we immediately wanted to participate in the, at that time, new and emerging farmers market. We thought, well, this is something local that we could do, and it turned out to be great. People were very supportive. We were, at that time, contributing all of our proceeds to Habitat for Humanity. Our goal is still to be able to say, this is the house that glass built. Since that time, since 2014, we have taken over the citywide glass recycling, and the costs associated with that operation has really cut into our ability to donate all of our proceeds to Habitat. We try to donate in-kind materials for them to sell, and we do, at the end of the year, try to donate what we can. In anticipating your next question, what we do now is we have well, let me back up. In 2014, the city invited us to be a part of the satellite drop-off recycling center behind the Judy B. McDonald Library and the C.L. Simon Rec Center. They were going to set up paper, cardboard, and plastic. And so they have donated us a space and a 30-yard roll-off. And we built wooden bins for people to deposit their glass. And since that time, we have been collecting and shipping glass about 4 times a year. We are restricted to 20 tons total of glass in our shipment because of the weight of the truck can only be so much. So at $30 a ton, we can only make $600 at the very best. It costs us $850 to ship it. Thereby, our need for selling our glass products and promoting donations and participation with people here in town. So since that time, since 2014, we have been able to recycle somewhere north of 300 and some odd tons. No, I'm sorry, that's correct, that's correct. Close to, between five, that means close to 500 to 600 cubic yards of glass. For, particularly like in 2017, we shipped about 75 tons of glass. That's 150,000 pounds. And to date, we have been able to raise close to $17,000 for Habitat, as well as underwrite the cost of doing the glass recycling here in town.
Because the Nacogdoches stopped doing the recycling, how do people find out about y'all's station?
Mainly by word of mouth. Because we were at the farmers market on a regular basis, people got to know about us, and that's pretty much how they found out. We've not done any advertising until now.
Okay, awesome. Well, that has been our interview with Steve. Thank you for coming and talking with us today about your fascinating work that you do. When we return, we will take a quick look at the news happening in sports. Stay with us.
We're going to start off with a look at this week in basketball. This was the final week of the basketball season. It was an emotional day this past Wednesday in the William R. Johnson Coliseum. Basketball fans, parents, and men's basketball head coach Kyle Keller wished three very special seniors farewell. Ivan Connett, Ty Charles, and Leon Gilmore III said their goodbyes as they helped guide their Jacks to the 20-point victory over ACU. Is it not going? There was a lot to celebrate. Ty Charles reached the 1,000-point club, and the Jacks set the new single-season steal record versus Abilene Christian University. With a total of 319 steals in the season, the Jacks were able to suppress the 311 steals set by the 2015-2016 squad. Ty Charles wasn't the only one that reached the 1,000-point club this week in basketball. Lady Jacks Stevie Parker joined the club in their senior game versus Lamar. Although Lamar snapped the 16-home game streak the Lady Jacks held, these ladies did a phenomenal job finishing 14-1 at home and 22-5 overall in their season. Both the men and women went up against our biggest rival, the Bearcats, this past Saturday. The women blasted Houston 65-53, and the women blew out the Bearcats 72-49 to finish their season. The Lady Jacks dished out 20 assists and 25 made field goals. Oh yes, let the madness begin. It's finally here, basketball fans. Ladies and gentlemen, it's March Madness. This means for the next 24 days, be prepared to be on the edge of your seat as teams from all over the country compete, sweat, and bleed to hold that black and gold NCAA trophy while confetti falls. Get your winter brackets ready because just as the year before, this March will be filled with buzzer beater shots, close calls, some chair throwing, and many surprises. Selection Sunday begins March 11th. This is the most anticipated day in college basketball. The NCAA Division I men's basketball teams are selected for their March Madness brackets. The floor is open for a new team to take down the reigning champs, North Carolina Tar Heels. SFA season is alive and going. This past Saturday, the women competed in a two-day tournament against the Lamar Cardinals and the Sam Houston Bearcats, where they slipped to a 5-2 loss. They were able to come back and fell short to Lamar 4-3. Here's a closer look at the tournament.
The SFA tennis team is one of just 4 of the female sports teams that has its season predominantly in the spring semester. Head coach John McLaughlin will guide his 8-lady-strong team throughout 20 matches this 2018 season. Always a diverse group, this year is no different as SFA have only one American in their roster, boasting an impressive list of 7 different nationalities spreading over 4 different continents. Matches may only be on the weekends, such as this one you see against Lamar, but the tennis team are constantly at work 7 days a week.
So Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays we have weights at 12 for an hour. And then after that we come to practice, and we usually do like a small mental session at 2, and then we'll go out on court and practice whatever we need to do for that week. Usually we're done about 5:36, and then we roll out, stretch, and then try and just take care of our bodies and get ready for the next day.
The Lady Jacks have failed to win a game thus far, but that is not for lack of trying. Match days are what they strive for, and with a core group of followers, the Pekin Park tennis courts are often buzzing on weekends. I met up with their #1 seed earlier, who talked us through a typical home game.
Okay, so we usually wake up around 8, we have a team breakfast around 8:30, and then we usually come back to the clubhouse around 10, do our pre-match like mental routine, get pumped up, and then we come on court an hour before we play the match, and yeah, it's beautiful.
Despite not having the best start to the 2018 season, the Lady Jacks definitely feel like their performances are improving, and hopefully the results will too. They have a grueling training regime Monday through Friday, but they feel that this gives them the best opportunity to perform come the weekend. They definitely look to be in tip-top condition, and hopefully the results will show too in the second half of the season. For Nac Edition, I've been Zach Carr.
Let's switch gears to a story that tugs at your hearts. After Dwayne Wade's decision to rejoin the Miami Heat, his fan base grew tremendously once again. This included fan Hakeem Oliver. He was also one of the victims for the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School shooting. Hakeem Oliver, a huge fan of the Miami Heat, was buried in Dwayne Wade's jersey at his funeral. Dwayne Wade explained, "It's bigger than basketball." Wade gave a statement about this issue nearly in tears before one of his games. Here's a closer look at what Dwayne Wade had to say. SFA men's and women's track and field team placed in several events this past week during their 2-day competition Southland Conference tournament in Alabama. Let's take a look. Kaylee Beasley, first team was pole vault. LaShawn Davis was third team 800 meter dash. Kelsey Ramirez was 2018 Women's Freshman of the Year, second team mile run. And Carson Dingler took third team in pole vault. For the guys, we have Isaiah Pittman, second team long jump, Kerry Glisson, third team 400 meter dash, Tedrick Hawkins, second team 400 meter dash, Hunter Key was the second team heptathlon, and Antonio Ruse was first team pole vault. Here's a look at that was a look at a few of the men's women's standings. And now let's take a look at the highlight of the week in the NBA. This is the move that went viral over the internet. LeBron James blew the media away with his in between the legs of Tristan Thompson's move and finish at the basket. Here's a look in slow motion.
I like this one too. Behind his back.
That's all the time we have this week in sports. Tune in next week for March Madness updates and of course your East Texas sports and much more. Now back to you, Alex and Cheyenne.
The Helping House, a private school for children with autism, recently hosted the Alive After 5 event, where the community and local businesses gathered together to exchange business cards and contacts, all while touring the Helping House's new remodel. The Nacogdoches Chamber of Commerce and others helped sponsor the event. The Helping House is a full-day school program that provides children with autism a place where they can learn and grow before going into public school. Teachers at the Helping House help children with their ABCs, numbers, and everyday activities that will prepare them for when they go into school. The Helping House helps children from the ages of 12 months to 7 years of age. The mission of its program strives to provide East Texas families with support for the future of their children with autism. The event's theme was mariachi theme that played mariachi music while Chili's catered the event. The event also had door prizes and an auction for those who attended. It also accepted donations from the community. For more information on how you can help those affected by autism, you can visit their website at thehelpinghouse.org. That has been this episode of Nac Edition. I'm Alex Davis.
And I'm Cheyenne Gibbs.
And be sure to tune in next week for a brand new episode of Nac Edition. Have a great day.